You know, for most folks, going out to eat is a time of fun and excitement, relaxation and joy. It's about spending time with those who matter the most and sharing together in the greatest gift of all, food. Food is life, and life is amazing. Everybody changes when they sit down to the dinner table. I mean, think about it. You can be at odds with somebody one minute, and then the next minute sit down and eat, and all that silliness just goes away. Food has a magical way of making us lay down our differences and share in the commonality of it. It's the most basic fundamental of life, and we are all tied to it. And so it's not hard to understand how sitting down to a meal with your fellow man can bring you closer and kindle wonderful feelings of connectivity. Normally, most all of life's problems tend to fade away into the background when we're gathered around the table, and that's the way it should be. But unfortunately, some of us have a hard time with this going out to eat thing. Let me explain it to you from my perspective, and I know it's not just me. Most every veteran I know deals with this, and if you're like me, you find it a little bit hard to relax in these circumstances. Within the first 2 minutes of walking into a public restaurant, I assure you that I have already evaluated every person in the place, and I have identified the ones I feel have the most potential to pose a threat to me and my family. By the time I've gotten to my seat, which I always insist is as far back in the corner as I can get, I have already established my plan for a safe and expedient exit, and I have identified my weapons of opportunity, which I pray I do not have to use. But I can promise you this, me and mine ain't going to get caught off guard. I have already imagined in my mind multiple scenarios for dealing with anyone or anything that might potentially bring harm to the people I love. Hell, I've even accounted for helping everybody else in the joint that through no fault of their own might get caught up in any kind of nonsense. We just want to relax and enjoy our time the same as everybody else. But when you've seen the evil of the world and you've committed yourself to protecting people from it, it's a little hard to take a break. I believe most of us do a pretty decent job at keeping things like this to ourselves, because after all, there's no sense in having those around us feel the same anxiety when we can just carry that burden for them. If we're quiet, there's a reason for it. Our minds are working hard and keeping an eye on everything. It's working hard not to miss a single change in our current environment. We still love to eat, and we still enjoy being with our families, but while they focus all their attention on, how good the food is and just keep catching up with each other, our brains are split, and it's as if we're living two simultaneous existences. One of them is the person you've known all your life, the one who's laid back and easygoing. The other one is of a completely different nature. And that's the one we really don't share that much, because we don't necessarily want the ones who love us to see that side. So if we're not talking much, don't think it's because we don't care or because we're just being an asshole or something. We're working hard for you behind the curtain, doing all we can to prepare ourselves for the most difficult of situations. Failure just is not an option for us. I'm going to do a spot here soon about living in the moment, about not spending time trying to figure out the future or understand the past, and I think it will help expand on this part. But for now, if you're like me and you just can't shake off this issue of going out to dinner with some level of anxiety, consider this. Go ahead and evaluate your environment and lay all of your plans for protecting your loved ones and for getting them out safe in the event evil should show its ugly face. But don't dwell in it. This has been my problem. Fix your plans in your mind and then relax. If you've put enough effort into preparing yourself for anything and everything, you will perform if the circumstance dictates. Trust in your ability and in your capacity to respond with precision and a high level of effectiveness. You'll act in the most deliberate manner possible to accomplish your objective and overcome any challenges, just like you've done so many times before. Remember, you're highly trained for this stuff. And so be confident in your aptitude for quick response, and then sit back and enjoy your time with your family. I mean, after all, one of the worst things a person can do is try to deny a Marine his meal. We don't generally take too kindly to that. Stand up and fight for your freedom. Enjoy your dinner.